This might be one of the first. That's if this even uploads correctly. 'Cause sometimes, you know, I make a recording and it doesn't even upload. It says at the end of like the 20 hours it took to upload, it says, oh, upload failed. But, assuming this goes through, this would be like one of the first posts that instead of talking to somebody on the phone or whatever, I decided to post to kind of, I don't know, I guess, venting doesn't seem like the proper word. I would say just to help me digest some of the things that kind of just happened, but I'm already getting over it. I don't know, maybe talking to people makes it worse. Now that I'm here talking to nobody, into the phone, putting this up on YouTube. I don't even know what I'm going to call it, but it's funny because, again, I could feel different after the post is over. I'm not trying to make this too long, but it is a little unique how, for some reason, I feel myself getting over it, bouncing back in beyond lightning speed. Like, I'm practically already over it. But yeah, it's pretty much gone. Like I said, I'll probably come back. But yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, I just wanted to do this because I had tried to call somebody and they didn't pick up. So I'm like, it's all good. I could take a walk because really, really, I don't want to talk about it. Just want to move on and just like live my life, like keep getting better. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't want to talk about it, but I called this person because this person was somewhat involved. They had some type of energy invested into the situation, so they're gonna want to know what happened. So obviously, I called the person so they can see what's good. So it only made sense to call that person because I'm pretty sure when the person calls me back, they're gonna want to know what's going on. So I guess it'll get kind of brought up that way. But look, I'm gonna try to make it. I don't want to speak too long on this, but I mean, what can I say? One of the things that, again, I don't know. I'm not looking at the numbers here of all the times in my life where I had to do this, but I would definitely say, for the most part, I don't like when you have to explain yourself, right? I mean, for many reasons, because, for example, if you can't articulate something well, then you might come off in a way that you don't want to be perceived, or if you're trying to explain a story or what happened to somebody, and there could be a whole list of reasons why you might not be able to do that properly. Maybe you forgot certain things, maybe you just want to forget certain things, maybe you're emotional, maybe you're not healthy, maybe you're not, all this stuff, right? But sometimes there will be a situation where people want you to answer to things and they want you to explain and and they're going to use what you say against you and all this type of stuff. And it's just like, if you walk in there sometimes, especially if you walk in there and you feel like you already kind of have the odds against you, like the tables are tilted, like, for example, just for example, let's say, like, if you're explaining yourself, and let's say you're explaining yourself to whatever, somebody who's biased, or there's like four women in the room, you're the only man in the room, and you could already start to sense some of the biases that it seems like the women are clicking, right? And like you're like the odd one out, and of course they're going to say, no, it's not because you're a man. No, they're being fair. But come on, man. Come on, man. Like, like that's what people say, but it's like, you know, what I'm saying? Like people usually always want to act like they're being fair, right? Like you don't see people walk around saying, "Yeah, I'm unfair," or "Yeah, we did this and we did it in an unfair way, and we cheated, we scammed, we fraud." No, people, whether they're lying, whether they're fraud, whether they're doing scams, whatever they're doing, they always like act like they don't know what they're doing, or they always act like they're doing the right thing, or they always act like it's somebody else's fault, right? So it's like you don't catch many people, you don't catch many organizations, you don't catch people like admitting to something that's not in their best interest. You don't catch people admitting to things that's not going to serve them in the best way. So it's kind of like, if you feel like the table is tilted, and again, this is people, again, before you even go in there, right? Let's say you have to explain yourself. Before you even go in there, if you had to like, if you've been in situations before, you might have an idea what people might say. They're gonna say oh, you're just saying excuses, right? But yet, if it was them, right, or if it was the other way around, oh, that's valid, right? Oh, if it's the other way around, that has a lot of merit, right? They want that to be honored. They want that to be considered. They want that to be changed and all this other stuff. But it's like when you're saying it, it's an excuse and it's not relevant. And that shouldn't matter in a big way, right? It's like, look, it just seemed like me kind of like what I thought. It's almost like you kind of doing the best you can. It's almost what makes you fail, right? It's like if you feel like the odds are tilted against you, you might do one or two things. You might just say, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna put much energy into this because it's rigged. Table is tilted. It ain't gonna go my way no matter what I do. So whatever. I'm not gonna give them the pleasure of them watching me struggle or whatever. So that's one way some people would take it. And then there's the other way, which is you're gonna try to give it all you got. You're gonna really want people to understand where you're coming from, and they're just gonna keep blowing you out. Right? They're just gonna keep saying that's an excuse. They don't care. They want to wrap it up. They made the decision before it started, or like 2 minutes in, and they feel like they got you, or they feel like they feel like they're done with you, and it's just like you kind of just been like you kind of just sitting there like, yo, they're wasting my time. It's not a situation where you feel like it was fair, and it's not because you didn't get what you want. No, because sometimes you don't always get a decision at the end. You have to maybe wait, or you don't know. But you just like, wait a minute, man. It kind of seemed like since the word go, things was not going my way since the word go. And it's like sometimes it's like the more you try to do your best to make it even, the more you tried to even the table, it was like the more pushback you were getting. It's almost like the person wanted you to say, or it's almost like the party wanted you to say, like, it's like the party wanted you to kind of just like, it's almost like the party or the person will only be satisfied if you threw your own self under the bus. Like it was just like the more you kept coming up with some valid things, the more they just was getting mad that you were trying to come up with things to explain yourself. It was like they wanted you to it's almost like they wanted you to just throw yourself underneath the bus. And of course, if you would have gave up, then they would have used that against you. They would have been like, well, you didn't put in no effort. And so it's just like, how do you address that situation? Now, obviously, some people would just say, screw it, don't show up, or like, kind of just, I don't know, just at the end of the day, you kind of have to still roll the dice. But, I think it's just one of those situations where you just got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for, I put it to you like this. I put it to you like this, try to make this wrap this kind of here. So much more I can say, but I would say this. Right? In this situation, it could be in any situation that you feel like you're uneasy, you're uncertain, whatever it is, you feel like no matter how much you feel like no matter how much you prepared, you feel like no matter what you say or do, the odds are against you, the table is tilted, and there's going to be some huge blows coming your way. This is what I would kind of say. One, you know, understand that power is within you, and you have to understand that you have to give it permission for it to make you change your beliefs. So even if they even if things go in a way that is not to your favor, right? Even if things don't go your way, just don't believe basically what they're trying to picture you as or the situation as. In other words, what I'm saying is, even if everything doesn't go your way, even if someone is lying on you, even if someone's trying to set you up, whatever the situation is, you get fired, you lose your house, your health, whatever, just understand that when things don't go your way, it doesn't mean you lost. Do not give anything the permission. Do not accept anything in your heart and soul and mind that is not going to serve you. Because at the end of the day, if you don't believe in you, that's the most important person that has to believe in you is you. So whether it's a billion people or there's no people, know that you will overcome. Know that no matter what it is, it's temporary, even though people don't like hearing that. But at the end of the day, it really does start with your belief, right? So don't give anything the permission that puts you down or make you feel like you lost. No. Think of it as training. Think of it as a learning experience. And like I said, just understand that at the end of the day, you really cannot fully control, things that other people want to do or say, right? You can try to influence or whatever, but you shouldn't take responsibility for other people's choices. If you did your best or you feel like it ain't worth the energy, then, that's what you came up with, right? But what I'm saying is that, at the end of the day, you have to understand, like, you know, all you got is you. I don't care if you have 20 brothers and sisters. I don't care if you have a lot of followers or you know what I mean? I don't care if you have like 10 kids, but at the end of the day, when people want you to explain and they want you to answer, you have to understand that, you know, like you have to have your own back no matter what. And when things don't go your way, just understand that it doesn't mean that you have to accept it. Like that's it, you know? You know what you're about. You didn't you didn't come to who you are for you to throw your own self under the bus. Like, come on, son. Like, understand that just because somebody is not rocking with you or just because things don't go your way, it doesn't at the end of the day, it doesn't mean nothing about you, right? Like if somebody wants to divorce you, somebody wants to fire you, if your parents want to disown you, if the bank doesn't approve your loan, if your health is going down and you can't afford a doctor, like at the end of the day, man, it's like you're still a winner, You're only a loser when you like when you I put it to you like this. You just can't lose.